Good afternoon, and welcome to the December 16th meeting of the Gaston County Board of Education. My name is Josh Crisp, and I represent the Dallas Township, and I'm the chair of the board. I'd like to welcome everyone to our meeting, and I'd like to ask our fellow board members to introduce themselves, starting with Mr. Dedman.
Lee Dedman, Gastonia Township.
Todd Kinlaw, South Point Township.
Jana Smith, Gastonia Township.
Dot Cherry, Vice Chair, at-large member.
A.M. Stevens, Riverbend Township.
Brent Moore, Crowders Mountain Township.
Jeff Ramsey, at-large member.
And we are missing Miss Lovelace tonight. She's under the weather, so we'll continue to think about Miss Lovelace. Our next order of business is to have our invocation. I'd like to ask Scott Lee from Crossfix Church to take the podium, please.
Let's pray. All-inspiring God who keeps his covenant with those who love us and keep his commands. God, we thank you for the opportunity that we have to be here tonight. Lord God, we ask that your Holy Spirit would fill this place. God, I pray that you would be with each one. God, as decisions are made that affect our children from generation to generation. Lord, I pray, God, tonight that those that are honored, Lord God, we just thank you for that. And we know that all blessings come from you. And God, I pray in the name of Jesus Christ, God, that you be with us tonight. Lord, that your name be lifted up above all. God, this time of the year when we celebrate the one and only Savior, the Son of God, the second person of the Trinity. God, we thank you for sending your Son to die for us so that we may have eternal life. So again, God, I pray, be with these folks tonight, God, as they make decisions that affect our children for generations. And God, I pray that you be with us all and bless us in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you. And now we move on to our Pledge of Allegiance. Dr. Hushard.
Thank you, Mr. Crisp. First, I'd like to call up Tatum Lay, who is joining us tonight. She is an 8th grader at W.C. Friday Middle School, and she will lead us in the pledge. Tatum.
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Tatum. And next, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to call forward Jaden Valeriano, who's going to talk to us about the character trait for this month, and his kindness. Jaden?
Kindness is to show respect, compassion, and be generous, and treat others you want to be treated, and don't judge anyone because you never know what they're going through.
Thank you. Yeah, kindness, thank you.
Next, we need to adopt our agenda. Do I hear a motion to adopt the agenda? Mr. Moore, second from Mr. Dedman. All in favor, say aye. That's unanimous. Thank you. Any opposed? All right. And moving on to our good news, Mr. Higgins.
Good evening, Chairman Crisp, Vice Chairman Cherry, members of the board, and Superintendent Hushard. I am pleased to present to the Board of Education our Good News recognition for the month of December. We begin our Good News recognition by highlighting 3 of our outstanding high school seniors. We would like to invite Ayanna Bigger from North Gaston High School and Julian Boyce and Joshua Mendoza Vargas, both from the Highland School of Technology, to come forward at this time. We'll have you all face the audience. And we are pleased to introduce these students to you. 3 students in the class of 2025 for Gaston County Schools. They are our Questbridge Scholarship winners, which means they have earned a full college scholarship. Through the Questbridge program, students are matched with a particular college or university. Ayanna's scholarship is for Amherst College in Amherst, Massachusetts. Julian's scholarship is for the University of Notre Dame, and Joshua's scholarship is for Boston University. Questbridge is a highly competitive scholarship program that eliminates financial barriers for students and matches some of the nation's brightest students with 4-year scholarships to attend 52 of the top colleges and universities in the United States. Our 3 students are among the 2,627 high school seniors in the class of 2025 nationally who earned a Questbridge scholarship this year, and they were selected from a pool of more than 25,000 applicants. Receiving a scholarship from the Questbridge program is significant, no doubt about that, and to have 3 recipients in the same year is amazing. Please join us in congratulating our Questbridge scholars in the class of 2025 for Gaston County Schools. And Ms. Cherry's going to make the presentation to our scholars.
Well, first let me give the recognitions. Anna, Joshua, and Julia. We couldn't be more proud These schools are phenomenal. We all know, we've all heard of them. Y'all you gotta have bigger smiles than that, because to have 3 from Gaston County, much less 3 from North Carolina, is just amazing. What did y'all, when you heard, what went through your mind? Did you get a letter? Did they call you on the phone? What?
It was like some text on a webpage, but
Yeah. Did you think it was spam?
no. But it was definitely exhilarating. It was insane. I was screaming and jumping throughout my house. Not gonna lie.
I was in shock, so I was just like, oh.
Yeah, I was also in shock.
It is phenomenal. Do y'all go up early for a program before you start classes, or?
I know we just go in fall.
Well, we hope you'll come back this time next year and tell us how the fall semester has gone.
Of course.
So you just made our day. We are so proud of y'all, and we know that you're going to do great, great things. So again. We're going to get some pictures, but I'm sure staff is here, parents are here, family and friends, so we want to get everybody.
We'll start with you guys and then we'll get.
Okay, you want to do it by themselves first?
No, with you and sure.
You have to have old, so it's going to go a little bit. It's just the way it works.
Okay, we'll get faculty.
Family and school representatives that may be with us.
That's all right. Sometimes it's good for some superintendent. Yeah, y'all are going to chilly places.
We're going to try to arrange everybody the best we can.
Where do you go to school?
Yeah, this is what's going to have you. Perfect. Where are you in school? Okay. Make sure we can see everybody. Yeah, see. Can we have, this is my right back, kind of in the window right here, page yep. Right there. Perfect. Okay, I think we can get everybody. Okay, everybody look right here for me. Smile really big. And stay right there for me for just a second. Okay, last one. Let's just keep smiling. Okay, got it.
Next, we would like to recognize Tiana Pettis, a senior at Bessemer City High School who is an outstanding basketball player, and we would like to invite her to come forward at this time. We're delighted to have her here tonight to recognize Tiana. She has set a new record with the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. On November the 20th, she scored 65 points. She scored 65 points on 23 of 29 shooting and grabbed 16 rebounds, leading her team to a decisive 77-53 victory. 65 of those points were hers. In doing so, she broke the single-game scoring record of 63, which was previously set by Michaela Boykin of Clinton High School in 2017. So far this season, through 8 games, Tiana is averaging 47.9 points per game, shooting 71% from the field, which is very impressive. Now, there is a lot of basketball to be played, but Tiana's scoring average of 47.9 points per game would shatter the previous mark of 39.1 set by Shay Ralph, who is the current women's basketball coach at Vanderbilt, when she played for Terry Sanford High School during the 94-95 season. What makes this story even more interesting is that Tiana watched her brother Randall score 60 points for the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets in 2021, and she was on the court when her teammate Janiyah Adams set a county record with 55 points. This year, Tiana is making her own mark in Gaston County and in the state record books, and on Friday, this past Friday, we understand that she scored her 1,500th point. So please join us in congratulating Tiana and wishing her much continued success on the basketball court.
Y'all will present you this certificate of recognition from the Board of Education, and that's exciting. We're so proud of you. Continue to do well, and you may be that coach at Vanderbilt one day. Are any of the coaches?
And I believe maybe her principal is here, and I believe Coach McDowell is here, Danny McDowell, and there may be some family members, maybe some others, family members that may be with us. And Principal Deneen Johnson is with us, and the athletic director out of Bessemer City is Billy James. And we appreciate it. Tonight. Mr. Chairman, now we would like to invite School Resource Officer Jamar Kendrick from Southwest Middle School to come forward. Officer Kendrick is with the Gaston County Police Department, and recently he was honored by the police department as the Gaston County Police Officer of the Quarter. We want to take this opportunity to bring attention to this recognition for Officer Kendrick because of what he does each day at Southwest Middle School to engage with students and staff and parents to maintain a safe school environment. He is known for building relationships at the school and in the community. And this past summer, he was assigned to the Alliance for Children and Youth Summer Program, where he served as a role model and mentor for youth in the community. We understand that because of Officer Kendrick's involvement and influence, the summer program was very successful thanks to his ability to connect with young people. In addition to his work with the summer program, Officer Kendrick partnered with a group of men from our community to organize a back-to-school supply drive for Lingerfeld Elementary. So you can see how Officer Kendrick is a leader who invests in our schools, our community, and our youth. And tonight we want to honor him and thank him for going above and beyond expectations in his important work as a school resource officer.
Kendrick, I doubt you'll know how big of an impact you've had on this community and the kids especially who you serve. But I want to tell you, with having 4 of my family members in schools, thank you for what you do every single day. And thank you for loving our community over at Lingerfeld as well, and doing the back to school drive. People like you make Gaston County the best county to live in the country. Appreciate you, buddy.
And we'd like
to come up here as well.
We would like to ask Principal Melissa Nick from Southwest and representatives from the police department to join us as well for the recognition. Members of the board, this evening we are bringing attention to 8 schools that have achieved a milestone when it comes to school accreditation. The schools are celebrating 50 years of being an accredited institution. Tonight we are celebrating Belmont Central, Carr, North Belmont, North Gaston, Pinewood, Pleasant Ridge, South Point, and WC Friday. And with us to present the milestone awards from Cognia, which is an organization responsible for school accreditation, is Deborah Williams, the Mid-Atlantic Region Director for Cognia. We'd like to invite Ms. Williams to come forward to share a little bit about Cognia and this recognition. And then once Ms. Williams shares with us, we will facilitate the presentation of awards. And we're going to call each school up individually in alphabetical order so we can get pictures for the individual schools. And Chairman Crisp and Superintendent Huchard will ask if you'd like to come down and join us to take those pictures. But first, we will hear from Ms. Deborah Williams.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Huchard, district staff, and members of the Gaston County Schools communities. For more than 125 years, schools have been inviting Cognia, known formerly as SACS and Advanced Ed, into their classrooms. Cognia is a global nonprofit organization dedicated to helping institutions and other education providers grow learners, grow educators, and grow leaders. Cognia offers accreditation and certification, assessment, and professional services within a framework of continuous improvement, serving more than 36,000 public and private institutions from early learning through high school in more than 90 countries. Cognia brings a global perspective to advancing teaching and learning. Today, Cognia is used at all levels of education and is recognized for its ability to effectively drive improved learner performance and continuous improvement in education. Systems like Gaston County Schools and its individual schools embrace the concept of continuous improvement and engage every day in the process of continuous improvement. They are dynamic and continuously evolving with unrelenting focus on becoming better on behalf of the students they serve. They operate in learning communities by demonstrating healthy cultures where individuals collectively analyze practices and results, engage in professional learning and dialogue, and take meaningful action and assume responsibility for results. We believe accreditation should be viewed as a launch pad for school improvement and not a one-time inspection. Using rigorous research-based standards and evidence-based criteria, the accreditation process probes the whole institution to determine how well the parts work together to meet the needs of every learner. With the launch of revised accreditation standards and protocol, member institutions will find today's accreditation process to be more insightful, powerful, and different from accreditation 5 or even 50 or even 5 years ago. For the district's commitment to continuous improvement, we congratulate the following schools.
I think I will read off the
All
names,
righty.
and I will let you present the awards, and we'll ask Dr. Bouchard and Chairman Chris to come down to be a part of that. And Thank you, Ms. Williams, for being with us this evening. We certainly appreciate you being here to represent Cognia. And our first school that we would like to recognize with this milestone award is Belmont Central Elementary School. If the representatives from Belmont Central will come forward. We'll do each school. Yeah. And Ms. Kaiser, we're glad to have Principal Kristen Kaiser with us for this presentation. Congratulations to Belmont Central Elementary. Our next school that we would like to recognize for 50 years of accreditation is Carr Elementary School. And joining us to represent Carr Elementary is the principal, Dr. Rebecca Duncan. And congratulations to Carr Elementary School. Now we would like to recognize W.C. Friday Middle School, represented by the principal, Dr. Adair McKay. We can do it.
It's up to you. That one just didn't move.
Yeah, we can move that. Up next, we would like to recognize North Belmont Elementary School. And with us from North Belmont, we have the principal, Justin Beam, and the principal intern, Anna Cease, as well, to represent North Belmont Elementary School. Our next school to recognize for achieving 50 years of accreditation is North Gaston High School. And North Gaston High School is represented by the principal, Paige Willis. And Ms. Williams, we appreciate these large, heavy awards because I will tell you, they will be displayed prominently and they will look very good in our schools. So we thank you for that. Our next school to recognize is Pinewood Elementary School. Pinewood is represented this evening by the principal, Kimberly Reese. Next, we would like to recognize Pleasant Ridge Elementary School for achieving 50 years of school accreditation. And Pleasant Ridge is represented this evening by the principal, Bridget Best. And now we would like to recognize South Point High School for achieving 50 years as an accredited institution. And representing South Point is the principal, Dr. Josh Allen. And while Dr. Allen greets the board, I believe we're going to do a group picture. So if the 8 schools will come forward with your award, and we'll take a group photograph. Mr. Crisp, you step over there in that picture. We'll make sure the superintendent gets up as well.
Let them, let us get organized. Thank you for being here.
Again, thank you to Ms. Deborah Williams for being with us from Cognia to present these awards to our schools. And once again, congratulations to our 8 schools who have achieved 50 years of excellence as an accredited institution.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And now, Chairman Crisp, we have our Nichols for Neighbors presentation. All of us realize the devastating effects Hurricane Helene had on western North Carolina. In an effort to contribute to the recovery and relief efforts, our principal's leadership team, in partnership with the Superintendent Student Advisory Council, came together to launch our Nichols for Neighbors fundraising campaign. This is our 4th Nichols for Neighbors campaign in Gaston County Schools. It began in 2015 and was conducted also in 2016 and 2018 as a way to help school districts in South Carolina and eastern North Carolina that were affected by floods and hurricanes. This year, Gaston County Schools, through Nichols for Neighbors, chose to adopt the senior class in Mitchell County Schools and vowed to raise $25,000 for the class of 2025. If you're counting, that is the equivalent of 500,000 nickels. Over the past few weeks, schools have done everything they could to encourage people to donate, and tonight we are ready to announce the grand total. At this time, I would like to ask Dr. Rebecca Hofstetler, principal of East Gaston High School and chairman of the principal's leadership team, to come forward. Dr. Hofstetler, along with help from students and others, will announce the total, and Dr. Hofstetler will share about what is going to happen this Thursday.
Yes. It's while Mr. Higgins gets them finally situated. You know, we were fortunate to take over Nichols for Neighbors in a spot where it was already great. Todd and crew had taken over or had started this, and so we were able to take it one more step. And that was to partner with the superintendent's student leadership team. And they were so excited to help. They were kind, they were compassionate, they were willing, and they served as team captains for feeder areas throughout the district to really get the momentum going throughout the district. And so before we reveal our total, I want Charlie Price, who's actually a senior and the student body president at South Point High School, to come and share for just a second about some of the things he did in the Belmont feeder area.
All right. Hi, everybody. I am Charlie Price. First, I just want to say how honored I am to be in front of you all and you all today to share with you the success about the Nichols for Neighbors program, specifically in the Belmont feeder school areas. So first, at South Point, our main method of raising money was to do a competitive class competition. With any fundraiser that we do at South Point, we know that having a competitive competition is the way to go always, because our teachers really get into it. And, you know, each class brings their unique energy and ideas, and it really does help us raise a lot of money. So for this fundraiser, we were able to do a competitive class fundraiser where the winner got a Chick-fil-A breakfast, courtesy of our PTO at school. So we're very thankful for that. And also, we were able to announce it on our daily announcements pretty much every day leading up to it to get the word out there, as well as sharing it on our social media pages. We shared it on our school social media page, all of our club and athletic pages as well, just to try to get the word out as much as we could, because we knew that that would be the path to our success, was to get the word out as much as we could. And in addition to that, we also went and utilized the Belmont Christmas Parade to kind of, you know, like communicate with community members one-on-one to kind of get the word out, and also take up some donations if any of them were willing to, but mainly to get the word out. We also went to Belmont Central and Page Primary, and we talked directly to students there and worked with their faculties, which was really, really cool. And honestly, just try to get the word out as much as we could. And we tried to show the kids at Page and Belmont Central the benefits of giving to our neighbors in need. And, you know, we were able to have a lot of success with that, and, you know, it was a really, really good turnout. So I'm so happy with how we did with our turnout, and we're very thankful to have a group of students and principals to work together to support the seniors of Mitchell County who really need our help during this desperate time. So thank you.
And that just wasn't energy in Belmont, but that was energy that we saw throughout our district in different ways from our students. So on Thursday of this week, Dr. Huchard and the 3 high school principals on the principals leadership team, which is myself, Josh Allen from South Point, and Matt Reichard from Ashbrook, will go together to Mitchell County. We have a liaison there, Jennifer Gregory, who we have been working with there, and we are actually going to get to meet some of the seniors at Mitchell High School. Depending on the time we are there and the exam schedule at Malin Early College, we may or may not get to the early college because they are actually in exams right now, and we are going to present them with the money that we raised specifically for their senior class so that they can have all things related to senior year. Senior year is expensive, I have learned, and so just whether it's caps and gowns, prom, everything that they need, we want to make sure that their senior year carries on in spite of what they've had to endure this year. What also we are going to do is give a personal letter or letters of encouragement to every senior. Every school in our classrooms have written a letter to students. So all 139 students will have something tangible from the students of Gaston County to have so they can know that we really thought of them during this campaign. It just wasn't give money, but give money in honor of these students that each school had to raise. So the superintendents, Ms. Cherry, you might want to come out here if you want to see, because they're going to see first. Okay, so the superintendent student leadership team set a goal of raising $25,000 for Mitchell County School. They said $25,000 for the class of 2025. So I'm proud and humbled to announce that together Gaston County Schools raised not 6 cents, not 56 cents, not $7.56, nor $37.56, not $537.56, not $5,537.56. Remembering that our goal was $25,000, we came together as a district and raised $35,537.56. Thank you for your support, and thank you, students and principals, for all you did. So,
How many nickels is that?
a lot.
We've got that. There's the answer to that. 710,751 nickels.
Did.
And Mr. Ramsey, I believe, is going to share a little bit.
Thank you for giving back. And this is a special place for our superintendent. Dr. Morgan Huchard started his career there as a teacher in social studies, and I had the privilege to talk to one of his students this past week, and says, "Oh, you know Dr. Huchard?" I said, "Yes." She said, "You tell him he was the best 8th grade social studies ever." But also what she shared, she said, "You know what, when you're in the mountains, you don't get too many field trips or anything." But he'd always planned a big field trip to Raleigh and was down Wilmington Coast. So she said that's what she remembers so much, that they had the opportunity to see the rest of the state. But also, as we all know, all of our students and parents and everything gives back to this community and everywhere else. And I do remember the big flood down in the North Carolina coast is this. But this is going to be very special to these seniors. As we all know, times are tough, and a lot of these people lost their jobs, their parents, and even the high school kids did, because nothing's open. So thank y'all again.
Thank you, Dr. Huffstetler and Mr. Ramsey, and we will put all those nickels in the back of the truck and take them up the mountain on Thursday to support everyone in Mitchell County Schools.
All right, good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And Mr. Chairman, that completes our good news for the Board of Education for the month of December.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins, and wow, tremendous night. So that is a lot of good things going on in Gaston County Schools. So our next item on the agenda is our classroom moment. The classroom moment gives the board and the community an opportunity to see examples of good things happening in our schools every day. And today's classroom moment is going to be led by Principal Chris Mills and our wonderful students from Webb Street.
We'll do it this way. Good afternoon, Superintendent Huchard, Board of Chair Josh Crisp, board members, thank you for being here today. I am the proud principal of Webb Street School, and today I've brought some of my students with us, so we are very proud of them being here today. Now I have my script, so it'll be a little bit better. We are delighted to present some of our amazing students led by the exceptional Casey Unger. She is our 2023-2024 Distinguished Teacher of the Year. With boundless enthusiasm, yes. With boundless enthusiasm and dedication, Miss Casey brings a wealth of musical expertise to our students fostering a creative and inspiring learning environment. As a testament to their incredible talent and hard work of our students and our Webb Street family, we are thrilled to present Webb Street School's musical interpretation of Carol of the Bells. This timeless holiday classic has been given a unique and heartfelt twist by our budding musicians under Miss Casey. Prepare to be captivated as the festive melody comes to life, showcasing the passion and commitment of our students and our Webb Street family. Join us in celebrating the joyous spirit of the season through the universal language of music. Additionally, we would like to invite you to attend our Christmas program this Thursday at 12 o'clock. All of our classes will be participating, and I guarantee will be the event of the season. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Miss Casey and our students from the Webb Street School as they perform the Carol of the Bells.
Right behind the table. Come up this way. Step right up here, we'll take a picture behind the table.
Oh, come on up, guys. Come on up.
So thank you, Principal Mills and Webb Street. It's an awesome presentation you always do. Thank you. So the next item on our agenda is public expression. This is a time when the board will hear comments from the citizens about matters of public concern related to our school system. Our board policy sets aside 30 minutes of our regular monthly meeting for citizens to address the board. Before we hear from the public, let me outline the rules and procedures. Citizens wishing to make comment and who have completed a request to speak form will be recognized by the chair and then requested to step to the microphone for their comments. Citizens will state their name and address for the record. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes when there are 2 or more speakers for an issue. Members of the board do not respond to public expression. Public expression does not allow for comments on confidential or personnel matters, and the chair will rule on all points of order during public expression. And we have several tonight. First up is Richard Boyce.
Richard Boyce, 112 Dory Drive, Belmont, North Carolina. I really hadn't planned on speaking tonight. I've spoken before, several times before this board, and there are some speakers that will follow me on this same topic. But my goodness, Belmont has been so well represented tonight. Coach Lee giving an invocation. We have Belmont Central, North Belmont, and South Point credited here tonight, and even had Charlie Price testifying to the good work that's going on in Belmont for the nickel program for flood relief. I'm the father of 4 South Point students, and for the past several years I've been involved in an effort of what I consider education, raising our awareness of the history of the indigenous people in our area, the impact of Native American mascots on all students and communities where they exist, and possible ways forward for us as a community, that we can continue to celebrate not only the academics but the great sports history of our town of Belmont. We have consistently got nowhere with this board or with the local school. I simply want to urge y'all to take up the mantle of educators on this topic and find some way for us to learn from one another together. I really think there are constructive and helpful ways forward on this issue that might educate us all as citizens of Gaston County and unite us behind the great things that are going on in Belmont, in Gaston County, in terms of education, sports, and community building. I simply urge you, Mr. Superintendent, members of the board, Principal Allen, and others involved in this topic to find some way to come together and talk about this. That's all I'm asking, is an opportunity to talk about this so that we might learn from one another and move forward. I urge your attention to the speakers that will come before you on this same topic. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Mr. Boyce. Our next speaker is Becky Gaither.
My name's Becky. Let me do this a little better because I'm fighting. My name's Becky Rice Gaither, and my address is on the form. I'm a proud Native American from the Cowichan tribe. I'm also a parent whose children attend Gaston County schools. As a Belmont resident, my oldest child attended South Point High School, and my younger son is expected to next year. I have entrusted this Board of Education to ensure my children have a safe place for them to learn. The Red Raider mascot at South Point High School creates an unsafe place for my student. This mascot, or a daily image for South Point students, impounds false propaganda of Native people. It encourages students to mock Natives by using Raider chants and a tomahawk chops at sporting events. Ignorant grown adults and students participate in these stereotypical activities. I felt discrimination, and my older son also felt this same pain during these events. Do you call this safe? Today, the school's mascot is attempting to erase the beauty of our rich culture and deduce it down to a white man's view of the Indian, or to create a stereotype that will live in the mind of all students. We can thank you for our racially insensitive student section. My child is not safe and is not provided a nurturing environment when such a racist image is displayed so proudly. I fear my younger son attending a school where the principal would allow a racist image to remain, giving his permission for students to be racially insensitive and allow bullying. We are not honored by this mascot. We are ridiculed, and we're wrongly characterized. This mascot is harmful and purposely mocks us natives. It is a reminder that we are oppressed and we have no voice. Native mascots are racist. The fact that it has been 3 years since I first spoke here and not one vote on this mascot has been taken by this board shows even you have decided to oppress our people. You have remained silent. The principal has remained silent. You let a booster club, a Belmont City mayor, and a city council speak on your behalf. Shame on you. Your silence and non-action is your approval of such discrimination. I implore you to take swift and immediate action. If you want to honor Native Americans, then remove the mascot and educate children to have racial sensitivity to all people. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gaither. Our next speaker is Sean Bates.
All right, so first I want to take a moment to recognize the strength and perseverance of those that just spoke before me. So good evening, board members, and good evening, Gaston County members. I am Sean Bates. I'm president of Gaston County NAACP. So I want to thank you guys for allowing us to be heard here today. We stand here in unity and support of the indigenous and non-indigenous people of our community that find the Red Raider mascot to be offensive. We come here in unity and invite you to enjoy in this unity of no longer hurting members of our community. I do not believe you would intentionally cause harm to students you have chosen to be elected to protect. I do not believe you would intentionally cause harm to the people in your community just to uphold what was once historically seen as acceptable. There was a time when many of these derogatory symbols were seen as acceptable, such as the Washington Redskins or the Cleveland Indians. And we know many of the schools base their mascots off the higher levels we're doing. There's no reason to try and maintain traditions that are based on demeaning people and cultures. Times have changed. The understanding of harm has changed. The compassion of our community has changed to be more inviting of different cultures. As we know, we must show our youth better, and we must be better. Just as the school board's mission is to provide a safe, nurturing environment for its students, I'm asking you to pay attention to those that are feeling the hurt and find an alternative. I'm humbly asking that our elected officials do not dig in your heels to protect something just because it's been there for decades. Let us come together to make sure all of our students feel safe and properly nurtured. Let us come together to embrace the cultural differences to make our schools a better place and Gaston County a better place. The NAACP has a long-standing tradition of standing for justice for all without regard to race, gender, creed, or religion. We are here to stand for those that are hurting now. Let us find a resolve to this now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bates. Next speaker is Marcus Hatcher.
My name is Marcus Hatcher, Gaston County resident. My address is on the form. Good evening, board members, superintendent, and Gaston County community members. My name is Marcus Hatcher. I'm the Political Action Committee Chairman of the Gastonia NAACP. Our mission is to eliminate racial discrimination and achieve equality for all people. Today, we stand with the Gaston County Native American community requesting the removal of a derogatory mascot. This is sadly still a topic of discussion headed into 2025. The Gaston County School Board's mission is to provide innovative educational opportunities in a safe, nurturing environment. Yet, South Point continues using a mascot that violates the principles of equality and acceptance. Replacing this racially insensitive mascot is not about being woke, but about ensuring students feel valued and respected. Native American communities have consistently stated these depictions are harmful, that they perpetrate cultural oppression, and many organizations nationwide have removed these offensive mascots in a demonstration of moral courage and cultural awareness. And as a Christian community, we must hold ourselves to a higher standard and follow the principles established in Matthew 7:12, which simply say, do unto others as you have them do unto you. Research shows that positive representation fosters safer and more engaged school environments. By allowing this offensive mascot to remain in place, we send a harmful message to our students, which undermines their moral education. Some may argue this is a community issue beyond the board's reach. However, the mascot is displayed on school grounds, it appears in school materials, and is directly tied to the school's identity. By allowing this mascot to remain, the board is complicit in the harm it represents. Others may claim the mascot represents tradition. However, tradition should be celebrated when it uplifts, not when it degrades. Leadership demands growth and change, especially when it impacts the dignity of others. Over 11,000 petitioners in our communities have called for the mascot's removal. This demonstrates widespread support for moving toward a symbol that better reflects our shared values of respect and unity. Derogatory representations had no place in our schools. I urge the board to uphold its own mission, embrace progress, and ensure all students are respected and seen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hatcher. And we do not have anyone else to sign up, correct? Thank you. So next item on our agenda is going to be the approval and corrections of our minutes from the November 18th regular meeting. I need a motion to approve those. Ms. Cherry, second by Mr. Stevens. All in favor of approving the minutes? Any opposed? That's unanimous. Next, we'll have reports from our committees. Brent Moore is the chair of our Operations Committee. Mr. Moore.
Mr. Chairman, the Gaston County Board of Education Operations Committee meets regularly to discuss operations-related project and issues. Brent Moore and myself is the chairman of that committee. Our members are Dot Cherry, Lee Devon, Todd Kinlaw. Our next meeting will be January the 6th.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Mr. Ramsey is our chair of our Operations Committee. Mr. Ramsey.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Gaston County Board of Education Curriculum and Instruction Committee meets regularly to discuss the curriculum and instruction-related projects and issues. Jeff Ramsey, I, is chair, and the committee members are Robbie Lovelace, Janice Smith, and A.M. Stevens III. Our next meeting is scheduled January 6th at 11:30.
Thank you, Mr. Ramsey. And thank you to both committees for all the work you do on behalf of our students, staff, and parents. Our next item on the agenda is our district school safety and security update, and that is going to be provided by Ms. Harvey, and that is an information item.
Good evening. Board Chair Josh, Vice Chair Cherry, board members, Dr. Hushard. I just wanted to take the opportunity, thank you, sir, to share kind of the work that we are doing around district and school safety. I'm excited and I am proud to stand here to say that Gaston County School really focuses on the safety and the security of our staff and our students. Just kind of highlighting our organization, our Director of Security is Mr. Michael Nance. Safety Compliance, Blair Hall. Ms. Rebecca Dangler and Elaine Glenn are workers' compensation administrators. I'd just like to pause right here to say thank you to that team for their dedication, their passion, their support, and responsiveness around safety. They really take that to heart, and I am proud to work alongside them and lead them in this effort. And to our superintendent, thank you for your leadership and your support around safety. Our commitments around safety are exhibited through our audit processes, through training, communication, threat assessments, our school drills and protocols, life safety systems, emergency plan notebooks, and just our proactive safety and security stance. Just highlighting some of our district safety plans. Our district safety plans here identified or distributed or exhibited, really highlight, it's our go-to Bible, if you will, for all things safety. So in this plan, you'll find everything from our threat assessments, our inclement weather, just for safety, general safety items around the district. And this is reviewed by all administrative teams, faculty, and our staff. And what I'm proud to highlight is our school crisis management guide. You can find this in every single one of our classrooms. And in this guide, it kind of covers everything from what to do in a fire, a lockdown, to severe weather. And in any case, there's a substitution of a teacher or someone kind of standing in for a teacher, this notebook is always available as a resource for those stepping in that place. Kind of highlighting some of our 23-24 focuses, and you'll see, although they're noted here, they'll still remain some of our focuses through the coming year. Lockdown procedures, we're constantly going over that and reviewing that so that we're preparing for the unknown. We're preparing our students, our staff, and our schools for what may happen. Our window shade installations, probably 90% of our schools have a lot of those already installed in the classrooms. So we're conducting an audit right now to see where there's still needs so that we can make sure every classroom in our district has a shade. We're identifying command post components, and what we mean by that is just basically the who, what, when, and why. So we want to make sure that schools know who they need to contact, when they need to contact, and all the things that go into those components. And we're creating scenarios for our schools that put them in situations that are uncomfortable so that in those times when they are uncomfortable, they know how to respond, they know how to act. And this is the part where I really get excited about because we're continuously upgrading and making improvements around our life safety. We have a long way to go, but we're moving in the right direction, so that makes me very excited. And as you can see here, this is North Gaston. We just finished our vestibule project here. So throughout the district, we'll continue to focus on intercoms, cameras, fire alarms, just the safety aspects of our campuses to make sure our students feel safe when they arrive on our campuses. Highlighting kind of 2024 and 25 and beyond is we'll continue to go through our notebooks and our plans to create scenarios, do audits, so that the schools are comfortable executing these plans when needed. We're strengthening our collaboration. This is the part I really get excited about with our law enforcement. So we're building those relationships so that in those times when we need them, they show up for us, and that's important. As well as district departments, as well as, other departments in the district, so that we're identifying and addressing deficiencies. And what I mean by that, we're partnering with facilities and IT so that we make sure we know where servers are outdated. We know where there's needs around cameras. So we're partnering
as a district so that we are all on the same page safety-wise. We're doing training. So we rolled out Narcan this year. So about 164 of our staff, they know how to issue and deploy Narcan. And we're continuing our work around Stop the Bleed, because that's important as well. We're doing tabletop exercises with our school personnel, and that just creates a platform for staff to be heard so that there's real discussion around their needs and their concerns. So we want to make sure at all times that our schools are being heard, as well as our students. And then with everything, it's always about continuous improvement. That's around our communication. We want to make sure we're communicating timely. We want to make sure we're communicating across the district all times. We're making sure that superintendent is aware so that he makes the board aware, so that our community is aware, as well as we're looking at our processes all the time and trying to improve our methodologies. And this is where I like to pause and say thank you to our principals who have been champions alongside of us in this work. They create a safe space, not only for their staff and their students, they create a culture where students and staff are heard, and they can be heard. And this concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Harvey, and thank you for you and your team for all the hard work you do to keep us safe. The next item on our agenda are board policy updates, and Ms. McGraw is going to take care of that for us, and that's an information item.
Thank you, Chairman Crisp, members of the board, Superintendent Huchard. Just as our facilities department focuses on maintenance of our buildings, we regularly focus on maintenance that needs to happen with our board policy. Tonight, you're being presented with a slate of policies that will need some revision. It comes to you tonight for information. Once you've had an opportunity to review those, to have any questions answered that you might have, that will come back before you, very likely at your January meeting. The list of policies is included in your board book on page 24. We will send you a link with those policy updates with the red line drafts marked. Those will also go on our webpage for viewing by the general public, and they will stay out there until you vote on those in January. Again, routine maintenance can sometimes be caused by a change in law, a change in state board policy, or sometimes it's just general review by staff to see that there are things that need to be updated. I'm here and available to answer any questions you might have once you've had an opportunity to review those, and we will see you again in January for action. Thank you, Mr. Chris.
Thank you, Ms. McGraw. Next item on our agenda is our consent agenda. I need a motion to approve our consent agenda. Motion by Mr. Stevens, second by Mr. Dedman. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? That's a unanimous vote. Thank you. And this brings us to time to hear from our superintendent about good things and other items in our district. Dr. Huchard.
Thank you, Mr. Chris, members of the board. It is good to be here with you all this evening. I have some exciting comments to share with you. First, I was so excited to find out that our grand total for the Nickels for Neighbors campaign was more than $35,000. I remember several weeks ago sitting in this very room with, we probably have 30 seniors that sit on the Superintendent's Advisory Board, and we mentioned it to them, and they took off. All we had to do is sit back and watch them work. So an amazing group, just an impressive feat, and I want to thank them for that. I also want to thank Dr. Huffstetler, the principal leadership team, as well as the Superintendent's Advisory Council for not only taking on this project, but for making it so successful as well. I also want to thank everyone who made a contribution to our schools, from the community and from the schools themselves. I want to say I am so proud to be a part of a community that embraces others and reaches out to support them in times of need. We plan to visit Mitchell County later this week, as Dr. Huffstetler mentioned, to deliver dozens of cards for them, letters of support, and of course, a check to help them out in their senior year. And it struck me when we came up with, or we thought about supporting the seniors. If you think about it, they've had a tough go at it their senior year. They started high school with COVID, remember that? And they had to end, of course, with missing 40-some-odd days of school, and it's just tough to be there. So they're in our hearts and our minds, and again, thanks to everyone in Gaston County who made Nichols for Neighbors such a success. A couple of weeks ago, our students took part in the Gaston Regional Science and Engineering Fair at the Shield Museum. We had over 450 students participate, and we were also impressed with all the projects that they worked hard on. They were many great projects. So thank you, students, for your hard work and dedication for this Science and Engineering Fair. Next, if those students who placed in a local competition will move on to the Region 6 Science Fair. That's held in February, I believe, and the winners from there have a chance to compete at the state level. So good luck to all of our science fair and engineering contestants with their outstanding work and research. 2 of our high schools won state championships last weekend at the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Cheerleading Invitational in Raleigh. Congratulations to Cherryville High School, which brought home 3 state awards, and to South Point High School, which also earned first place honors. I want to mention East Gaston and Ashbrook High School also participated in the competition, winning 2nd and 3rd place as well. So thank you for representing us well. Holiday parades, we want to thank all of our school groups for participating in the recent Christmas parades and supporting our community as we celebrate the holiday season. If you attended any of the parades, you know how much our marching band, cheerleaders, and other school groups added to the parades. I'd like to express my appreciation to those students, teachers, and others who contributed to making the Christmas parades such a great event for our community. It's hard to believe, but our winter break is almost here. Our mid-year exams conclude on Thursday, which is our last day of school for the first semester. So students will be out of school beginning Friday, December 20th, and they will return on Monday, January 6th to begin the second semester of school. Our offices will be closed to the public beginning December 20th and continuing through January 1st. The central office here at Osceola will be open over the break except for the employee holidays we recognize on December 23rd, 24th, 25th, and January 1st. And with the holiday season here, I would like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. And I truly hope all of our teachers, faculty, staff, and administrators have a chance to rest, relax, and spend time with family and loved ones. They have all earned it. Looking ahead to 2025, I'm excited that the new year will bring another productive year, a year with high-quality teaching and learning in all of our classrooms, more achievements, and more success in Gaston County Schools. Mr. Chairman and Board of Education members, that completes my comments for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hushard.
I just wanted to comment on the science fair at the Shield Museum. I was really impressed with the amount of children that participated from a wide range of our schools. So we are doing phenomenal things with our science programs. That thrilled me.
Yeah.
That really thrilled me. So
It never
good job,
ended
science.
looking at the great projects.
Yes,
as
the
you walked
projects
around.
and the amount of participants from all over the county. So kudos to our science teachers.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We do have a need to go into closed session this afternoon, this evening. But before we do that, I'd like to recognize Ms. Dot Cherry, who had a birthday on Saturday, which was the 14th. Congratulations, belated birthday. And I'd like to recognize Board Member Todd Kinlaw, who has a birthday coming up on December 22nd. So congratulations, happy birthday to Todd. I do need a motion to go into closed session.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to go into closed session under, make a motion to go into closed session under North Carolina General Statute 143-318A3, 6, and 8.
Mr. Chairman, I second that.
A motion by Ms. Cherry and a second by Mr. Stevens to go into closed session. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? That's unanimous vote. We're in closed session. Thank you. We were back into open session. I'd like to thank everybody for their attendance tonight and their comments to the board and the presentations from staff. On behalf of the board and myself, I'd like to wish everybody in the district Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and hope you have a restful time. We need a motion to adjourn our meeting. Mr. Ramsey. Second. Mr. Dedman on the second. All in favor? Thank you. Have a good night.
Merry Christmas.